Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome you back to the continuation session of lecture 6 in the course Application Software Development. So in the last video I have explained to you how to define a function, how to pass the values to the function in different ways. Then now we have learned these objectives, we covered these objectives. Now we are moving to the next objective, how to store your functions in the modules. Okay, and we will cover the remaining topics. So let us start here. So storing your functions in modules. So you can, as a programmer, store the functions in a separate file. Like we have seen pizza file, pizza.py. Inside that you have def make underscore pizza. So this is the definition, that is a method definition, a function definition you have in the file pizza.py. So instead of calling the method in the same class, we can create a new class and import the saved class, that is pizza, as a module in the new class. So there is a statement called import, like how you do in the Java program, like you write import java.io.star. So in the similar fashion, the Python also provide the statement import, where you can import the code that is available in the current program file. So storing your functions in a separate file will improve your readability of the program. So the programmer can focus more on writing the business logic. And you know obviously that when you follow the object oriented programming approach, your code will become cleaner, easier to maintain, easier to modify, okay, easier to scale, etc., and better security it provides. So it also allows you to reuse the code, reuse the functions. So you have the making pizza, you have some classes, different classes, n number of classes you have. So I want to use in that particular class this method make pizza, I can use. So when you store your functions in separate files, then you can share those files with other programmers without trying to give your complete program. Okay, so knowing how to import functions will allow you to use the library of functions that other programmers have written. So there are several methods to import a module. Let us see now how to import a module. So module is a file like your program which is ending with the extension .py. So this file have the lines of code that you want to import in some other program. So let us create a module that contains the function make pizza. So this program is nothing but a module, pizza.py. Now I will create one more file called makingpizzas.py in the same directory. Now you can import this module like by writing the import statement followed by the module name, that is file name pizza. Then with the help of dot operator, pizza dot make pizza, you can access the methods which are existing in your module pizza.py. Okay students, so you can also import a specific function, like you have 3-4 methods in your module. So in from that module, which function you want to import, that also we can specify. Like from module pizza I want function 0, module pizza I want function 1, module pizza I want function 2. You can separate it by commas. Okay, so the function, so how you will write in the making pizzas file is from pizza import this method make pizzas comma make pizza 1 comma make pizza 2, like that. Okay, so you don't need to use the dot notation when you call a function here like this. So make pizza and directly pass the arguments to the function. Okay, so we have imported the function name make pizza, so you don't need to use the dot operator here. Okay students, so let us see that one, then we will come back to this topic. So we have the file already here, make pizza. So inside that you have like star toppings and printing the data. So I'm not calling it here, I commented that line. So I created one more module, one more module like making pizzas. So import pizza. This is the next topic. This is an alias name, or you can just prefer like this, import pizza. Then what methods it has got? It has got this method, only one method it has got, make pizza. So we can use with the help of dot operators, we can call that method make pizza definition. Okay, then we can pass the arguments. Fine, when you run this code it will give you the same output like earlier how we were displaying. Now our code is becoming clean, so you can keep on here adding some different methods like this. For example, you added like this. Okay, you have like make pizza, spicy pizza, for example, make veg pizza, vegetarian pizza, or make non-veg pizza. Okay, something like this. So we can use that here. So pizza dot make non-veg pizza, if I say here, so this one, and here I will say veg pizza. Okay, making a uh, veg. Okay, making a veg pizza, making a non-veg pizza. Okay, fine. So I save the program, compile the program, execute the program. Now you can see here I am calling that particular function non-veg pizza. So see the message here, making a non-veg 16-inch beef pizza. So the next one is make veg pizza. So here making a veg pizza with this following toppings, mushrooms. So like this you can enhance your code by using these modules, okay, and making use of those functions defined in the module in your new class. Fine. Now we move on to the next topics called alias. So you can give a different name, a shortcut name to the function as alias. So from this pizza module I want to import this method and I want to make it short like MP, as MP. Alias name, like in your introduction to database you have the concept alias. So instead of calling the table name completely like employee, I use only E. So with that E dot ID, E dot name, E dot phone number, like that I can use the attributes of the table. So similarly here for this function name, instead of calling it in this make underscore pizza every time, make it short, as I'm in notice I'm indicating as MP. Okay, so with that name you can access the uh, method, that is a function. Okay, so that is what I have given here. So import pizza, okay, as P, like that also you can give, or from pizza, from pizza import make make uh, make the okay students, so I was discussing this topic of using alias. So you can give a short name for your defined function after you import from the pizza module. From the pizza module you are importing this function, and short name is as mp. So wherever you refer, instead of typing the full function name, you can type just the short name. So example, see, I have this one pizza. Okay, in this one I from pizza module I am importing make non-veg pizza is a function, this one. So what is the shortest name I am calling as mnp, make non-veg pizza. Okay, so wherever I go here I will say mnp, size of the pizza and the toppings. So earlier we were passing the name of the module dot method name. Let us run. So no module pizza, sorry, the file name mistake here, pizza. Okay, so you can see here making a non-veg pizza. Okay, so here also making a non-veg pizza, it's coming fine. So this is the way you can access with the alias. So you can give the shortest name for your module as p, then p dot make pizza. Like this also you can access. So different ways are there. So it will make, if you keep your code clean, short, concise, for readability it is good. So this is the general syntax. This is the general syntax of uh, importing the module. Okay students, so import pizza as p, then p dot make pizza, we can refer. Import the module name as the this thing, the shortcut name what you would like to give. So if you want to import all functions, like how you do in Java, import java.io.star. So here also you can say import star. So then you can use the many options, whatever code you have, that one you can give it like this. So I will comment this one. So import star. Okay, so import star, then what method you have, you can call that particular method. Okay, so this will also give you the same output. Let me try. Okay, yes, so we cannot use like this. So use when you want to import all the modules, you can go for this syntax. Okay, so every function is imported if you write star, but it is not advisable to use this star if you have n number of modules, like you have hundreds and hundreds of modules in your project. So all will get imported if you write star. So instead of writing that way, you can import just the required modules, required methods from that module. Okay, in the module you have 1000 functions. So if I write star, all will be imported. Unnecessarily memory will be wasted. So your performance issue will be arised. So instead of this, you can import the required package. Like for example, java.io. System, something like this, or java.lang.math, java.lang. Square root, like that. Whatever I want to use, that only you can import. Okay, so that will be the best approach. Okay, now we move on how to create a class by adapting the object-oriented programming concept in our programming language, Python. So object-oriented is the most effective approach everyone suggests to keep your code easily maintainable, scalable, okay, secure, etc. So, okay, you can create the objects and then classes. You can create the instances, n number of instances once you create the class. So, okay, so a class, same like your Java class, it will have a state and behavior. Okay, you can it will contain the behavior that a whole category of objects can have. So you can create individual objects from class, or each object is equipped with general behavior. Then you can give each object whenever the unique traits you desire. Making an object from a class is called instantiation. You are aware of this concept. You have studied Java programming fundamentals, Java programming application software development course. Now the same way you can create an instance. You can work with the instance of the class when you learn this concept of creating class. Example here is given like this animal dog. So you are creating this class. So this class will have two parts. So one part is related to the state, that is name and age. These are the properties for the dog, and it has the behavior like sit and roll over. So when you create a class in Java, how you will create? Okay, for instance, see, when you are creating a class, so this is my class. What is the name of the class? For example, car. So here I have the properties. What are the properties I have? Like a string, uh, name of the car name, it is a public, then string car model. Okay, then here you will have the behavior of the class. Okay, like for example, ABS, automatic braking system, or automatic lightning or sound system, etc. These methods. So this is your class which has this state and this behavior. So likewise in this example they have mentioned you dog is a class which has name and age or properties, and there are two functions, methods, sit and roll. So every dog will sit and every dog will roll over. Okay, so this class will tell Python to create the object, and then you can once the class is written, you can create the instance of the class and access the methods and the properties. Okay, fine. Now see this example. So the class, writing the class will start with syntax class followed by the name of the class and colon. Then inside that you write as usual what is the name of the methods, functions. So here in this class you can write the special, you can notice the special function here, which is having two trailing underscores followed by init, then leading underscores, two underscores, trailing underscores and leading underscores, two underscores are there. So this is must whenever you write a Java class. So here you will have this parameter self. Another is the parameters related to the class, that is the dog. So self dot, you can refer to the current instance using this self parameter. So this keyword, it is actually not a keyword, but you can define a user defined variable name, but it is advisable to use self to make it understand throughout your program. It is same like your this operator you use in Java, which will refer to the current instance. So self dot name, self dot age. Once you define this self in this init method, you can refer this self parameter anywhere inside your class. You can access it in anywhere in any methods. Okay, so self dot name will associated the value of that name to this variable, and what is the value I am passing to the age will associate with this variable using the self dot age. Now as we discussed, we have a sit method and rollover method. So sit method will accept the name of the dog and also the uh, age of the dog. So here I am trying to print what is my dog's name. My dog is sitting. If I call this method, rollover method, if I call, uh, my dog is rolled over. Okay, so this is the definition of the class. So the init method explanation is given to you here. This is a special method the Python must automatically have, and it will run whenever we create a new instance based on the docs class. So this method has two leading underscores and two trailing underscores, as I mentioned. Okay, so this is a self parameter is required in this method definition. It must come first before the other parameters like name, age, whatever it is, color, etc. Okay, so you must include it in the init method. Fine. Okay, so whenever the method call is being invoked, it will associate it with the class automatically passes the self, which is a reference to the instance. Okay, so when we make an instance of a dog class, Python will first call the init method in the dog class. Okay, so we will pass only the name and age. We will not pass the self value for the self parameter. So self is passed automatically, so we don't need to pass it. So whenever we create an instance of this dog class, we will provide values for the name and age, not for the self. Okay, so two variables we have taken there. One is the name and another is the age. Okay, so this variable is prefixed with the self is available to every method, as I have told you in the previous slides. So you can access the variables throughout your class if you are associating, if you are prefixed with self dot name. If you create like this, then this name attribute or the parameter can be accessed throughout the class. Okay, so variables that are accessible through instances like this are called attributes. So these are all attributes. So you have two methods, sit and roll over. So you don't need any extra information like name or age. We just defined in the init method, so you can make use of that now. Okay, so how do you call or invoke the methods present inside the class? So I create an variable name like my dog is equal to dog of, I pass the first argument is the name of the dog and this is the age. So this call will go to the init method. Init method will self associate this name with that name attribute, Willy with that name attribute, 6 with the age attribute, and it will return you the instance. So my dog. So in this my dog, you can use the dot operator and refer the attributes like name, age, color, whatever is there, and this one you know what is title. So finally, here see the dog age, I am converting it to string because the age I am passing as integer. Okay, so this is the way how your Python program will run, and it will return an instance of dog and stored in this variable my dog. Okay, so how you can access the attributes using the dot operator. So okay, my dog dot name. Okay, let us go there and execute, or okay, we will complete this calling the methods also. So this instance we have, just refer the dot operator and use the name which you want to call, sit method or roll over method. So to call a method, give the name of the instance you want to call separated with the dot. Okay, dot sit, dot rollover, dot barking, dot running, dot walking, like that. Okay, so I have the program here. So this is my small program dog, which is having the init method 2 underscores. Don't give any space like this. Don't give like this, continuation without space, 2 underscores, then init, then again underscores. Inside the bracket you write self, you write the first attribute, you write the second attribute. Okay, then associate them, initialize the name and age attributes. Then you can refer in the other methods like sit, rollover, barking, walking, running, etc. So I create an instance of the dog by this variable, and I am calling my dog name is Rocky, the age is 6, and my dog your dog name is Tommy, age is 3. Then I am printing the message in a constructive formatted way. So, and this is the way how you can call the methods or functions. Calling or invoking methods or functions inside the class. My dog dot sit, then I am displaying the same message here. My dog name is dash, then my dog age is this, so it is sitting, it is rollovering, like that. So if I compile this one, see the first output what it generates is this one. My dog name is Rocky. For this line, my dog is 6 years old, this one. Then this function my dog dot sit, so inside the sit we have name of the dog is sitting now, so Rocky is sitting now. Okay, then the next code, my dog name is Tommy, my dog is 3 years old, so Tommy is sitting now and Rocky is rolling or rolled over. Okay, so this is the way how we create a class, how we can call the functions. So these are all the functions what we learned. We are making use in this class. Fine, so we move on to create the multiple instances, like as I have shown you, my dog, your dog. So these are the multiple instances. Okay, so this is one instance, this is another instance. So I think we have that code. This is one instance, this is another instance. So if you want my friend's dogs, my friend's dog, my friend's spelling this. Okay, my friend's dog is equal to dog, what is the name, Okay, Lucifer, comma, 5 years old. Okay, so then you can print etc. with for this. My friend's dog. My friend's dog is this many years old. Then this one. My friend's dog is sitting. Then it's rolled over. Okay, so when you run this code, you can see here my friend's dog name is this one. Lucifer is sitting now. Lucifer is rolled over, etc. So here I have to use my friend's dog. Okay, so my friend's dog name is Lucifer. My friend's dog is 5 years old. Lucifer is sitting now. Lucifer is rolled over. Okay, students. So this is the way how you can create the multiple instance of the class. Now let us consider the another example. Like you have, suppose imagine you have a class car. So car has an init method with first parameter is self. What is the make, the name of the car, the model of the car, and the year of the car. So these attributes I am initializing here. Then get the descriptive name. So here in which year the car is manufactured. Okay, what is the model, what is the making. So these all I am concatenating with the one word, that is long name, and printing that one. So I want to call the class like this. My car instance is created. My new car is equal to car of Audi A4, then the make. So using this instance dot get descriptive name, so you can call the car name, car function, get descriptive, and print the output. Okay, so if you want that, this is the class. So if you want, you can create a new class. You can just save as my car. This one I don't want for the time being these things. Okay, so this also I don't want. So I have like this. Okay, so you can create the instance of the car. Okay, car obj is equal to car of, so in the bracket you cast car manufacturer name like Dodge, comma, model 2019, model GT something you can say, then 2019. Okay. So car object dot get descriptive name. Okay, so save this code, then run this code. We have to print, so we are returning that one, so we can print here. So my car name is this one, Dodge GT and 2019. So you can format it based on your requirement. So this is the way how you can create a class, associate the attributes, then call the create the instance of the class and call the different functions of that class. Okay students, so this is the way how we can create a class. Now setting some default values. So every car will have a meter, the kilometer it will mention. So there I am setting initially the value of that odometer reading is 0. So every attribute in a class needs an initial value, even if that value is 0 or an empty string. So setting a default value, it makes sense to specify initial value of the variable is 0 in this init method. Okay, if you declare it here, you don't have to declare it again or include a parameter for that attribute. So let us add an attribute called odometer reading and assign it a value 0. Okay, so here you have read odometer. Suppose I want to check how many kilometers my car has ran, then I call this read odometer. So here I can use that parameter odometer reading. Okay students, fine. So this example I guess I have, let me run this one. So car, there is a car class. So here I am assigning self odometer reading is 0, and here read the odometer method is there. So here when you call this function, it will print this car has some reading like 0 or some 1000 or etc. Okay, so for calling that class, suppose I have like this. Before that I have to tell you this importing the module. From the module car we are importing this class and creating the instance of this class and passing that one. So before that I will explain to you this program. Okay, so as we have seen here, init method has car make, car model, car year, and the new parameter, that is odometer reading. So this is as it is. Get descriptive name is available. So you can just pass self in this one. Then the new method is read odometer. So inside that you are passing self. Now here self dot odometer reading. So you can create the instance and call the method to display the odometer reading. Okay, so where is our class? So this is our class. So we can create like here self dot odometer reading is equal to 0. Then you can define a new method here, def read odometer self. Okay, so here return reading. Just you can refer the code and copy the code otherwise, or just print. Okay, so print str of self dot odometer underscore reading. Okay, so this car has that, or modify the method. This car has space dash reading miles on it or kilometers on it. 0 kilometer on it. Okay, so here car obj dot read odometer. Okay, so spaces, tabs, we have to take care of this one here. So spaces, okay, hope should run. So what I will do is I will open this in the editor, so by that time I will pause. Okay, so you can see here I have rectified the spaces, everything. So this car has 0 kilometers on it. So this is the message coming from this one. Okay, so when you call this read odometer method, you can see the output, this one. Fine. So where is our, so setting a default value for an attribute odometer, it works like this. So if you want to modify the attribute, so you can just pass the odometer reading is equal to this one. Okay, so you have already the instance. Where is that? uh, um, car object dot read odometer, and before that you set the odometer reading is equal to, okay, so car object is equal to odometer underscore reading is equal to some 45,500 kilometers. Then I will call again here. Okay, so you can see now initially it was having 0 kilometers. Now after I set the some value, it is saying 45,500 kilometers in it. Okay, so this is the way you can modify the attributes value directly. Fine. Okay, so through a method also you can modify by passing the by creating a new parameter in the update. I think this is a new method, so they have added a new uh, method called update odometer. So in that update odometer, you have created this and you are setting the, so I will update that one. This is the new definition. So this is the parameter, this is the parameter. So I can now call, where is that, so like this update odometer, then pass the value in that one, my car dot car object dot update odometer meter. So some 1,045,000. Okay, so this is the space or the special characters added when you copy, so you have to be careful. So it has got 0 kilometers before. Now when you call the update method, So you have to print. There is no, sorry. After passing, after passing the value, try to print. Okay, read odometer again. Read odometer. Okay, so 1,45,000 kilometers on it. So this is the code we can use here. Okay students, so this is the way you can do, modify and create the new method, then call that method, then update the value. Okay, so next what we have is the object oriented concept called inheritance. So you know already what inheritance is. So you can exhibit, or you can acquire the features from the parent class to the child class. So child class can get all the features from the parent class, like you have a class called father and you have a class called son. So son, when you are implementing this inheritance, son will acquire all the properties or all the characteristics of a father. Okay, so if you inherit, you can access the methods, the attributes, etc., from the parent class. So this is what is explained to you here. So this is the example here. Now see, car is the base class. Now you have electric car or a petrol car or a diesel car, etc. So car, class electric car, inside the brackets I am passing the parent class. So that means the inheritance is exhibited here. So by using this syntax, you can access the methods available in the parent class like this. Get descriptive name. So I am not defining here. So I am just saying the instance of this electric car dot get descriptive name. So it will print me the data from the parent class. So same code, there is no difference, just some extra methods are added here. See, update odometer, you are saying here if the mileage is greater than the reading, you associate the mileage with this one, else you can roll back the odometer. Okay, increment the odometer's value, etc. So odometer is equal to odometer plus miles. So here the new class called electric car, it has init method, same like make, model, year. Then super is the method that we use here, super.init. It will initialize the attributes of the parent class. Okay, now you create the instance of this electric car, then pass the arguments, what is the make of the car, model of the car, and the year of the car. And if you want to get this, access this descriptive name or the odometer reading or the increment odometer, it's up to the user, they can call any methods now. Okay, so the init method for this class here, what it is doing is explained to you in this slide. Okay, so here when you create a child class, the parent class must be part of the current file and must appear before the child class in the file. Okay, so the child class is here the electric car, so our parent is the car class, which is already present. So inside the parenthesis you have to include the parent class name. So parent class name must be included within the brackets. Okay, now the init method will allow you to create the instance. So super function is a special function which will tell the Python that to make connection between your classes, parent and child, master class and the slave class, master and child. So it tells the Python to call the init method from electric car's parent class, which gives electric car instance all the attributes of its parent class. So now you can access all the attributes present in the parent class. So the name super comes from the convention of calling the parent class a superclass and the child class is a subclass. So parent class is nothing but the superclass, child class is nothing but the subclass. Okay, so here we are going to create an instance and passing the value, and we are going to test the output. Okay, so here I have the code for electric car. Okay, so electric car is here class electric car. So definition in it, manufacturer, model, year, then super. So in this one I am passing the parent class called car. Okay, so if you run this one, then it should access the methods present in the my sorry, save this as my electric electric car dot my. So here I will take this one electric car. Okay, so create an instance, here. My Tesla car is equal to electric car dot mg comma sports comma 2020. Okay, then you can print my Tesla dot get descriptive name. My Tesla car dot get descriptive name. Okay, car we have not defined car. Okay, let me check that error. Okay, so students, so this is my class called car. I just slightly modified the names, so it was confusing, that's why. So I have the init method, I have get descriptive method, then read odometer, update odometer. These things I commented. This class is the base class, the main class. I want to use it in the child class, so I have created one child class called m electric car. So here what I am doing, I am passing the main car class name here. So now I can access the get descriptive name. So when I run this class, this I will tell you later, this is what I have done here. Okay, so for you that is no need to focus on that one. Just this is the parent class, base class, and this is the subclass. So how you are linking is you have to pass here the parent class name, this one, and super, you have to call this super to connect between the child and the parent class. So this also we will tell later. Okay, so just I created the instance of this car and passed the arguments, then I am passing like get descriptive name. Likewise you can print the odometer reading, etc. Okay, so for instance, like odometer reading, read odometer, read odometer, odometer. Okay, so this car has 0 kilometers on it. So like this you can modify your program according to your requirement. So this is the inheritance concept which is coming here. This is the parent class and this is the child class. The main this name is you have to pass here, and you have to connect using this super method, a dot init the parameters. Okay, so the explanation for this super function, the init method, etc. is given to you here, so you can go in detail here. So I have shown you the working program and how to connect with the from the child class with the parent class. Okay, then once you have a child class that inherits from a parent class, you can add any new attributes and methods. So I am adding one new method called battery description. So in this my electric car, earlier there was no describe battery. Now I have added this describe battery. So this car has the battery size of kilowatts, voltage, something you can mention here. So my Tesla dot describe battery, then it will say that it has this one. Okay, so let us say here self dot, so here you have the battery size is 60. Okay, so here we have defined. Now you have to just say print my Tesla car dot describe battery. Okay, this method name, describe battery. Okay, describe battery 37. I will rectify the error and then come back to save the time. Okay students, so I have corrected that code here. See, in this base class, in this child class, so this is our parent class and this is our child class. So in this child class I have created a new method describe battery. Okay, so this size of the battery I have assigned is as one parameter, taking battery size is 70 kilowatts. Okay, and when I call this method, the car has 70 kilowatts battery message will be displayed to you. So my Tesla car dot describe battery. So when I run this, so this is my car 2020 MG uh, General Sports. This car has 70 kilowatts battery. Okay students, so this is the way. Once you have a class, child class, you can inherit from the parent class and add the new attributes or methods. Different methods created, it can be created inside your child class. Okay, so similar way you can override the methods from the parent class. Suppose you have a method example, say existing xyz method, so you can override the method from the parent class that does not fit, and when you are trying to model with the child class, so what you do is you have to define a method in the child class with the same name as the method you want to override in the parent class. Okay, if there is a method like fill gas tank in the parent class, so in the electric car you have to create the same name and then you can override. For here we don't have that method, so def fill gas, what is that, fill gas tank. Okay, so here print some message like you have in the car This will get fuel in the tank. Okay, you can print like this one. So this car needs petrol, for example, like this. So when you call this method here, fill gas tank. Oh, inconsistent spaces in line number 23. Okay. My car, the car is petrol in line number 23. Inconsistent spaces. So the best way to avoid that is you have to use editors. Then only you can get rid of this indentation problem. And my session is expired, so I'm starting the new session. Okay students, so I have rectified the code. You can observe that in our parent class already there is a method fill gas tank. So here I am saying this car needs petrol, and when you come to child class I have created the same name method, so I am overriding here. So I can write my own steps here. This car does not need petrol, it's an electric car. Okay, so when I call this one, this message is printed instead of this parent class message. Okay, so when I run this one, see, this car does not needs petrol, it's a electric car. So like this you can override the methods from the parent class. Fine. So you can create the instance as attributes, okay, when modeling something from the uh, other code taken from the programmers, and you can modify and you add more and more details to the class. So like this, if you are keeping on adding the attributes, methods, your class will become very lengthy, huge codes will be generated. So in this situation what you will do is you can you can break your class into smaller parts, like create another class. Inside one class you can have separate class. Like if you continue adding detail to the electric car class, you might notice that many methods or attributes will be added to it. So instead of that, move those attributes and methods to a separate class called battery. So then we can use a battery instance as an attribute in the electric car class like this. So in your car class you create another class called this one, battery. So it will have this one, battery size, Okay, describe the battery. Okay, then inside this electric car, so you can call the self dot battery is equal to battery. Then you can get the details by accessing from the describe battery methods. Okay, so this is the way you can move the part of your code. Okay, I will continue with this example. uh, Instances as attributes. So as I told you, battery class can be incorporated inside this car class, and the instance of that the battery class can be referred in this electric car. Okay, uh, so it will allow you to enhance your code. Readability will be there when your class size is growing on. So let us move the attributes and the methods from the electric car to the battery class. So earlier slide it was showing that, so you have this describe battery method in the electric car, but now here it has been shown that those attributes have been moved to separate class inside the class car uh, as a battery. Fine. So importing a single class, you have this syntax like from car you can import one class. So if you want to import multiple classes also you can import. So now we can make a separate file like mycar.py. So there you can import this car like what I have shown you, this from my car, this one. So when you run my Audi is 2020 A4, this has 23 miles on it. So from the entire car, maybe you have, see this battery is there, there is an M car is there, but from that different classes I want to import only car class. Okay, so that is the code here you have for this importing a single class. Okay, so importing a statement tells you Python that car module and import the, open the car module and import this car class. Fine. So importing the multiple classes from a module, you can just proceed with comma. So import car comma electric car. So here you create the instance of that car and you can access that one. Okay, you can see the practical example here. See, earlier I had here the get descriptive name, so I moved that code to my class here, car. So inside that I have, this is one class my car and this is another class battery. So inside the battery I have the method, this methods, init method and describe method. So here I am printing the size of the battery. So by default if you don't pass, 60 will be printed. So here see, I created the instance of the class battery, and here I have imported two classes here from this module my car. So my car is having two modules. This is one module, this module my car has M car class and battery class. So when you come to M electric car child class, I am saying that from my car module import M car and battery classes. So this is the code for this one. So what I have done here is I just um, associated with the battery attribute with the self and with this battery method. Fine. So here I am passing 90. So the battery size is what? So let us say like 120 kilowatts. So when I execute it, it should show me this car has 120 kilowatts battery. So like that you can move, for example if you want to move this to some other class, so you can move it in this class like fuel or something like that. Okay, So this is importing from the multiple classes and moving the code to the different classes. These are the practical examples. Okay, you can also move an entire import an entire module here. Just say import car. Instead of saying that I want this class, I want a class B to be imported, I can just say here just import car. This also will work fine. Sorry, I think some spaces here. Just import car. Okay, so just say import car. I have the spacing issue here. I will not change the code. Okay, so you can use this syntax import car. This is in the new file you have to do, not here. Whenever you create a new file, just say like test. I will save this file as import my car. Okay, so you can give the code like what you have given in the slide, like this. I will copy first to Jupyter, then check the spaces, otherwise see, this is the problem. Extra special characters are added, so you have to remove those characters. Okay, so copy this and put it in my new class. Save my new class as, under the classes I will name it as like my car test .py. Okay, name car is not defined, so it is my car. So I will just comment this one. Try. Okay, so you can have corrected the error. See here, just naming issue. That's my car. I am importing. So inside that, I have this M car. This one. So inside I have descriptive name. So that I am using. So my beetle dot get descriptive name. When I run this code, you can see the output like this. Okay, so the whole module you can import. So you can also import an entire module, then access the classes you want with the dot notation. Okay, so importing all classes, you can mention like this: from module import uh, star, like as you have seen earlier this syntax. But this method is not recommended because, as I told you, it may contain many classes and it will be not clear to you. So it will be helpful to read import statements at the top of the file and get clear idea of which classes a program uses. So if you write star and in that module if you have 1000 classes, it is difficult to understand or to debug or to maintain. So that's why this approach don't follow. So mention like this, what you have like this: specific car class car or class electric car need to be imported from this module. Okay students, so importing a module into the another module, sometimes you want to spread your classes to different modules, because if your project grows, it becomes too large, then you can avoid storing unnecessary classes in the same module. So you can separate it, like electric car methods, keep it in electric car module. So the petrol car methods, keep it in petrol car module. Diesel car methods, keep it in diesel car modules. Like this you can separate module, then you can import the modules. Okay, so lastly, so Python standard library, what we are using is a set of modules included with every Python installation. So when we install Python, different libraries will be installed. So these modules contains classes, methods, etc. Okay, so like this you can also download from the internet the other programmers code and modify that and include it in your modules. Okay, you can use any function or class in the standard library by including a simple import statement as a first line. Okay, so I hope this lecture has given you the in-depth insight of how to create the classes, how to create the functions, how to pass the arguments as list, as keywords, as positional arguments, as default values. Okay, then how to implement the inheritance concept, how to what are the different ways of importing the classes and modules. Okay students, so if you have any queries related to the lecture, please contact by email. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.